Thank you very much. I am pleased to announce that I've lost 10 pounds of water. I've worn these shoes and other shoes, and my feet were so swollen I stretched my shoes out of shit. So I have to be careful I don't walk out there. But I'd like to say that I've thoroughly enjoyed the testimony. It makes me feel proud that you're catching on. And that's what I have held fast to. That's right. All these many years. And it's comforting to know somebody understands the true doctrine. Yes. Keep it straight. Give it. I've labored many years, and I'm not complaining. And letters like you just read. See, I know more about license than you think I do. Right. I know more about everything than you think I do. Right. I don't try to exploit you. No, I'm not above and I'm not beneath. That's right. But we strive to be one with. Yeah. And all of us have something to overcome. That's right. You must abide in Yahweh, having unseen or implicit faith. Yes. Because he was right. Yes. He's tried every true son. That's right. And he's kept that. Yes. I've been through it, Moses been through it, Moses, the prophet, and even in the personality of Yahweh, he too. When he said, Father, remove this bitter cup from me, he said, nevertheless, not my will, but thine. He would show that he too had to bow to that which he was. And it's not hard. The victory is already won. But it's like you see a goal in sight, and whatever the obstacles are, you just hurdle over. If you get knocked down, get up, put a Band-Aid on it. Yes. Keep sticking. That's right. Because I wish I had words to express to you that the glory that you have. There's nothing in this earth plane that can compare to it. It is that glory in preaching the gospel that you are beginning to comprehend what is in you. That's right. That's right. Yes. Now, I say as a previous speaker, you don't want to come. I come 50-some years. Yes. I'm not about to throw away for friendship. Right. See, because my friends and my relatives cannot put me into the country. You see? Nor can they keep me out. All right. You see? Now, I know it sounds hard a lot of times, with me, I have children. But when I taught them the truth, that is the love. Right. That's the only hope for me and for them. That's right. Yes. They could have fought against me if I knew and wouldn't tell them. Right. See? And that's what the gospel is preached for, that, and you may think that people you talk to, well, I don't hear that. You see? But at the universal revelation, it'll be as though they are reminded of being told and they reject it. You see? So a lot of times you even become cautious about who you talk to. That's right. See, because you can seal them up. That's right. See, where they have no hope. See? But I want you to be encouraged in all things. Yes, whatever we have to go through. Yes. I went to the doctor Monday. I was so swollen. Brenda and Gary just before we left for the hospital. My feet were even swollen even more. He knows it. And when I went in to show you that I don't have any animosity, and I gave to Gary one of the nurses' name that's an actress, and she works nursing part-time to give to him. Right. You see, to promote whatever he's talking about. You see, now, it can't be that you're discouraged in the doctrine because of family affairs.
Right.
You see?
That's right.
Now, Margaret wrote a letter that said her husband didn't see why it was necessary to be in Daytona. Let me try to explain. Being in Daytona will not save you.
That's right.
Can I speak boldly now? In that that's where Yahweh is.
Right.
That's where you should be.
That's right.
I'm not disavowing there's no place he's not. But you don't know him that way.
That's right. That's right.
If you did, you wouldn't be talking about it.
That's right.
See?
That's right.
Now, what I had in me, wherever this man was,
Go ahead.
that's where I wanted to be.
Yes.
Wherever he was. You know, and it may sound stupid to some, but I would have liked him, you know, just sometimes go in the bathroom with him. But the man needed some kind of privacy. But I'm saying, that's the closeness. You see, and when I was a child, I just was mystified by him. In that he was able to expound and explain things in such simplicity that I just marveled. You see, how could he know all those things? And he was not, you know, it said a lot of times that he had a 6th grade education. He didn't.
No.
This is not belittling, but showing the greatness of the vision of revelation. He passed to the 6th grade, but didn't know. See? And he quit school to work in the foundry. And to you that don't know, the way they make piano plates and pianos today, he's the one that invented it.
That's right.
He was a mold. And you'd have so many molds to make a day. And some of them would go to work at 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning, and they'd be there at 5 or 6 o'clock because you had to pour so many molds each worker. Well, he'd go to work at 6 or 7 o'clock, and by noon he'd be on the front porch reading the paper. He'd be in port all here. See? And so much so they offered to pay him to show him how they do that. Now, what am I really talking about? I'm not talking about him being a piano molder. I'm talking about he molded men.
All right.
You see? Into the doctrine that was preached.
Yes. That's right.
And just as you string on these molds, the strings of the piano, they fine-tuned. And we've been tuned in one with Yahweh.
Go on, man.
And just think of it. Sometimes, if you have to go to the drastic extreme, get up on Sunday if you can take it. And listen to some preaching. Turn to channel 38 or 40. It is sickening. And sometimes you almost feel to the point where, damn, they're on television and they ain't saying nothing. And here we are struggling to find a place and help folks and being rejected. But see, let me tell you this. The strength is not in them.
That's right.
Yahweh alone and by himself whipped the whole world.
That's right.
Brought him into subjection unto him. You see? That's the testimony that is written in you. You understand? This is what I want to see from you, that all the discouragement, the dislikes, the talked about, lied to, lied upon. You see? It didn't bother me, but I held fast.
That's
That
right.
you might know.
That's right. That's right.
So it hurts when you turn from me.
That's
I'm
right.
not going to tell you it doesn't. You see?
Yes, sir.
Because I'm not without a spirit that can be touched.
That's right.
But it won't sway me
All right.
from the truth. I say as Paul said, I'm persuaded
Yes.
that neither height nor
Right.
depth, things to come, things present, to separate me from that which Yahweh is revealed in me.
That's it.
See, what you're holding on to, a hometown, family, friends,
Yeah.
jobs,
Yeah.
prestige, you're not holding on to doctrine.
No. Right.
You follow me? Now, nobody, when he wants to go to public school and learn, see Jane run, Jane, see the ball, for 12 years. Nobody wants to go for it. All right? See Doc run, you see? You follow me? Now, how can you, in other words, there's no inspiration in that. You don't feel like you've learned anything. You see? You follow me? And they sit in these schools. And it's sad to say it. I don't say that because I'm proud of it.
No.
You see? I say this as Paul said, I speak this to your shame.
That's right.
You follow?
That's right.
Why would you teach some of the things that I've heard taught? You see? Which shows they have no fear. I'm sitting right there and I'm the one who taught them.
Right.
That gives you some kind of idea of what a satanic spirit is like.
Yes.
It doesn't have no fear of Yahweh.
That's right. That's right.
You see? Got nerve enough to ring the bell and after class turn me around and try to get me told about it.
Yes.
As though I just started classes here the other day. Yes, I was taught by the founder, but my learning goes beyond him teaching me in a body.
Yes. Well said.
I saw him as he really is,
Yes, sir.
which means I was the self-same thing.
It had to be. Yes.
That's right.
And Paul was saying, why should we neglect so great a salvation? Where else can you go? Listen to what I'm trying to say. Where else can you go and learn about a creator and have absolute peace?
Right.
Where else can you go? That's right. See, they get to quoting this when they feel offended. You see? You follow? But see, I know more about the situation than I'm telling. Because I'm not here to gossip. I'm through with all. If you don't get along with your wife, then you know that's right.
That's right.
See that? This is not the place for that. It has never been that.
That's right.
See? But we have tried to deal with problems that come up. You understand? In order to keep you abreast with the doctrine.
Right.
And it got to be where, and I'm partly responsible in trying to help.
Yes, sir. That's
See,
true.
it isn't that I didn't know what they were going to do.
Go ahead, sir.
Nobody fools me.
Right.
Nobody.
That's right.
Sometimes I get right close to just taking this thing off and showing you who I really am.
Go ahead.
But I have to get you in a state where you can see it, because it has to be that real you to see it.
That's right. All right. Yes.
See, they're innocent people. If the same thing is not in you, me revealing that way could frighten you.
That's right.
You understand?
Go ahead.
I used to, all that Messiah done, believe me, I've done it.
That's all right.
That's something you didn't know about.
Yes.
Luke's been with me when they call me long distance. I'll take care of that. Just get out of the Bible and say, speak good and keep on going. They ask them, did you see him do this? Not a thing. I didn't see nothing.
Right. Yes, sir.
There's some power in it. And listen, I don't want you looking to me
Right.
for the power.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
Or that it exists in me only.
That's right.
That's as far-fetched as it can be. You see? I've taught you plainly that you are just as much Yahweh as Yahweh is himself.
Yes, sir.
say this. The founder said this years ago. Yahweh could not be except it be in you.
All right. Yes, sir.
You follow? Because all that he was, he put. You understand? In that thing, salvation was unto.
Yes, sir.
See? I don't mean you are all individuals. The Yahweh that there is. I'm talking about all that it takes.
Yes.
See, is him made manifest.
Yes.
And that's where he proved his existence. You
Beautiful.
follow? They want to argue with me about the gear and this, that, and other. And I went fishing with the founders. For what? You follow? I've been fishing with him. I didn't catch nothing. Wasn't even interested in catching.
I hear you.
You see? All I want to do is just be in his presence.
That's right. That's right.
See? You follow? See, never know. You know how some of these weird folks are, I don't know what you call them, but hippies. You know, they. And everybody watch because he may wake up and come out of a trance and say some words of wisdom. And everybody goes, yo. You know what I'm talking about? It's like he made, the sun is red today. Wow. And they hang around just to hear what he's going to say. Yeah. Well, in principle, that's what I stayed around him for, to see what he was going to say. Yeah. See? And not only want to see what he was going to say, but I want to understand what he was talking about. That's the way this one is standing before you. I've come up from a child up that way. That's right. You cannot fool me. That's right. You cannot put something in the pattern that's under right, that's erroneous, and make me bow to it.
That's right. That's right.
But everything fits the pattern.
That's right.
You see? You understand? Satan fits it.
Yes. Satan
Satan operates by it.
Yes.
You see? In fact, that's what gets him to the lake. Satan. And Yahweh almost dares you to put your hand on it.
That's right.
In other words, let me explain that. See, Satan did not raise up against you and me. He rose up against Yahweh. So Yahweh says, he's mine.
That's right. That's right.
He's mine. You let him alone. You just go preach to God. You understand? That's why in Genesis, when Cain, you see, like we mentioned it last week, it showed something about the mark of Cain. It looked like a little spider web up there in the corner. There's everywhere you go, you see something you're wrong. Yes. See? There's no peace in the world.
No.
That's right.
Because that which is peace, they won't let in.
That's right. That's right.
Do you understand what I'm talking about? And these are the things that I'm telling you, that if you have to give this up, and I'm not talking about it, whatever you have to give up to be, to be one with, there's no greater thing.
That's right.
And you find that a lot of things you may want are not necessary.
That's right.
You see? It's like Joseph said, if you got little, and Lewis, I mean, with his little job, you see how pregnant he looks? Even I, with my little poor situation, have gained weight.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm talking about? I went to put on a different suit tonight and couldn't fasten it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All good.
Had to get out another. You follow? And I have, in my so-called wardrobe, about 60, 70, about 75 or 85 suits. But I can't wear but one of them at a time. You see? And mine come out of the thrift shop.
That's right. That's right.
I told Robbie, they came over the other night, and I gave him another suit. And Luke asked me, should I take the price? I said, no, let him in on my little suit.
That's right.
Jared and Brendan and Luke and I used to go over on San Fernando Road, and all red tickets that everybody was 50 cents.
Yes, sir.
That's right.
See? We just cleaned up, we just dressed everybody.
That's right.
We didn't.
Yes.
We clothed everybody. We fed everybody. We've done all that. I'm saying that for the newer ones here.
That's right.
We took care of one another.
That's right.
And that's the way it should be.
Yeah.
You see? And we've had some rough times with one another.
That's right.
Some of you sit right here that had some little arts against one another. But Yahweh, it proves that Yahweh, if we abide in Him, that's what it calls you to obey.
That's right.
When you look at things that Ben tries up and expounds on
Yes.
this Bible, man, if that don't cause you to get rid of the bull,
That's right.
ain't no whole point.
That's right.
And that's what, since I've been here in Florida, that's what I have come to. I made you a promise in California. I ain't fooling with it no more.
That's right.
You don't get along with one another, that's your problem.
That's right.
I'm going to be on my job.
Yes.
Now, what the schools don't see, though they have the charts right in front of them, and some of them are pretty forward. Anyhow, and most people that have seen the charts here say, these are pretty charts.
That's right.
And it's not that I know anymore. I'm not a learner. You know, you follow? But if I try to paint something like I feel within, you know what I mean? As best as you can get out of the tube.
Yes, sir.
You understand? But I'm saying that the things that the types and shadows, they don't read them correctly.
That's right.
That's
See?
right.
Now, when Ben was up, he made a comment he wasn't sure of. About them, the high priest eating the lamb. No, none of these sacrifices were eaten.
That's right.
Go ahead.
That's so you know, none of them were eaten.
That's right.
You follow?
Yes.
Oh, they were offered up by Yahweh. Now here's the proof. He offered his body up to Yahweh and not to be eaten.
Right.
See that? That's how, once you learn how the pattern operates,
Yeah.
and we went so far as to make
Yes.
this plastic thing. And I mentioned it to a few in the book that I started out to get past. I want to put a blank plastic sheet in with this on it. So that you detach it and lay it over the other so that you can see the correlation.
Yes, sir.
You understand? How this fits. You follow? Now, if they just took the pattern, this is the pattern of everything. Yahweh gave it to Moses. Moses built it down. So let's just take the pattern and slide it back in.
Right.
See? That's all you have to do. Get it now? When you get through with this plate, then put it over this. Keep right on coming down. You see? And this is the thing that we're talking about that dictates whether a thing is true or false.
That's right.
You follow? Now, a lot of times, wow, you see this, right?
Right.
Now, how does this look like this?
Go ahead.
You see?
Yes, sir.
Now, they never look at it. Is this a high priest here?
Yes, sir.
Then what is that?
High priest.
You see that now?
Yes, sir.
That if he's a high priest, then he can't be a devil.
That's right. No way.
You know? This man was dedicated unto Yahweh. You
Yes.
follow me? He wasn't fooling with flesh.
All right. Go ahead, Dad.
You get it now?
That's right.
Now, if you have a man here, Melchizedek, that is both king and high priest at the same time, then slide that principle back in.
Right.
You get it now? That's why Yahweh gave a pattern. It's a pattern of heavenly now.
That's right.
Now, just don't look at what you see here.
Right.
See, there's a principle laid down. There's a divine service. You see? Because when they put you in a casket, your body will have these same organs. But the divine operation is not going on.
That's right.
Yahweh has exited, you see,
Yes.
that body.
That's right.
Get it now?
Yes, sir.
Pete said, I'm not walking over to get it. You follow me? You don't have that kind of confrontation in there that argues with him that's dwelling in you. You understand? It works as a unit. You follow? And these things are great to know. Now, let me say this for the sake of you know, and I've said it before. I've heard men say, yeah, we know the Tabernacle, temple of God. Therefore, y'all not smoke. Y'all not drink.
What is wrong with that?
Why? Because you defile the temple. I mean, I see them clown. Can I get an amen? And while I'm there, amen come from Ammon Rod, which is an Egyptian deity.
That's right.
You see? Well, what is amen supposed to mean? An approval or sanction of truth.
Right, so be it.
You see? Or so be it.
Yeah.
But the correct expression is hallelujah. No, praise be to Yahweh.
All right.
These are things that the world is ignorant of. Now then you are, as was said tonight, you are as sons of Yahweh, walking in the earth plane, seeing this stupidity. You see? And Joshua said when he was down here in Egypt, said, I've seen what you've done.
That's right.
You follow me?
That's right.
We've seen what so-called Christendom has done to people.
That's right.
Yes.
And there is no hope.
Teach.
You follow? And their doctrine is no hope in it.
That's right.
Even when you die in Roman Catholic, you don't, they'll tell you that your loved one went to purgatory. Now you pay all the time you're living, then you're paying the rest of your life to get them out of purgatory.
Right.
You have a child that passed away at a young age, or soon after he's born, they're in limbo. And the pattern don't dictate nothing like that.
That's right.
You see? Do you know what I'm trying to tell you about? I'm talking about people have that stuff in their hearts and minds as if it is a divine fact and live by it.
That's right.
They pay all their lives to get people, their loved ones out of purgatory. A child out of limbo. It isn't something they believe, they execute that.
Right.
You follow? And Yahweh brought you out of that stigma.
That's right.
Out of that stingy black doctrine.
That's right.
And showed you the truth. And this is not the only time the truth has been in the world.
Right. That's right.
It's always been. You see? We don't understand. We think, I'm talking in general
Yes, sir.
because of the testimony. We think that the world is going to end at a calendar date. It's not.
Teach. Yeah.
It didn't come in by a calendar.
All right.
So you understand? Right where he declared the end from the beginning, he declared the end from the beginning in the realm of eternity.
Yes, sir.
You get it now? If one of these little man-made calendars that you got running out here and believing in them, you follow me? You understand? You wouldn't know what the hell time it was.
That's right.
You see? You follow me? It's something else. To me, I've said this too. I've never gotten over that Yahweh chose to reveal himself
All right.
because he didn't have to. You see? And that don't mean that's sanctimonious. It's more pious. See? But in that he has chosen you means this. And get this straight. He chose you before the foundation of the world. He chose you when your parents were not even yet born.
All right.
That's what I'm talking about, so great a salvation. You understand? People say now, and it sounds logical. Now see, Jesus was there. And for that reason alone, we should get baptized.
Oh, Jesus was. Jesus was the Son of God.
You see? You follow? And that, when you don't know, sounds good.
Amen.
But I say that the founder said the very fact that he was baptized is the very reason why you should not.
Right.
You see? Why? Because he is the Savior.
Yes.
You see? You get baptized because he was, but he knew why he got baptized. You don't know why he knew.
All right.
What he got baptized for was to put an end to it.
Go ahead.
You see? And to show himself son of natural and raise the quick in the spirit. You follow? See, let me say it this way. You got a Bible in your lap. Without Yahweh explaining the purpose, you never would understand. Now, how do you know that? Because, see, it was written by divine inspiration. You see? This was not the concoction or idea of men down through the ages. You see that their writings were preserved. You see? Or held somewhere in some kind of archive. You follow? Do you understand? In other words, Yahweh appeared to these men. You follow? And they wrote down. You see? You follow me? So, well, let me tell you to you correctly, more correctly. Noah didn't write.
All right. Come on.
Abraham didn't write.
Come on.
You see? Adam didn't write.
That's right.
It was given to Moses, and he didn't write.
That's right. That's right.
Moses wrote one book.
See,
That was the book of Acts.
Yes.
You see? But when they asked him, said, well, what happened all the time you were going? He said, in the beginning. And they began to write. You see what I'm talking about? You follow? You follow? So then as we've come to understand that and bring it out even more, that Moses' vision encountered other visions. Now your vision in Revelation encounters all of them.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. Look at it.
You now understand the vision that Noah had. You now understand the vision the apostles had.
Yes, sir.
You understand? Do you understand what I'm saying? I mean, to me, yes. The book of Acts, what do you mean as far as its content? Or
I heard you mention that before. Moses wrote the book of Acts. Where is it?
good question. I want to lead into that and show you what it's for.
Okay.
You see, but the book of Acts was first put in the Ark of the Covenant. All right. See? Now the reason why you know that is because he wrote in this book. Or these books. See? When you say iron action, see, then action would be the mediator between Yahweh in the beginning and Yahweh in the end. But he took and wrote. Now, what was in the book? Since you asked me, what was in the book of Acts? The same thing that he spoke from the mountain.
All right.
That was the covenant. You see? And Moses wrote down and said, this is the covenant. Yahweh spoke, this is the covenant. He didn't join it. See? And he sprinkled what? You see? The book and the sea. Get it? So, there's just so much in it. But as I'm saying now, see, we've highlighted. You see, this is a gross illustration of your body.
Yeah.
You understand? This is not minute.
Right.
Because you got other vessels, you see, in your body. You follow? You have other functions in your body that operate through these, you see, that are not commonly known even in medicology to this day. There are some diseases in the body for a spiritual body can only be healed through faith. That would be the only medication for it.
Repeat that first part of that phrase.
There are diseases in your body. Let me explain that a little bit. There, not knowing Yahweh would be a disease.
Yes.
You see, it can be it can be just as deadly as cancer
That's right.
or any other
Yeah.
devastating disease. And I'm saying that disease working, the only cure for that would be faith.
That's right.
You see?
That's right.
You get it now? Now you know faith is a substance.
Yeah.
You get it now?
Yes.
In other words, that's how preaching of the doctrine. Open it up, man. If a person had cancer, you say, cancer be gone. Cancer will not leave by those words.
Right.
Cancer wouldn't
Right.
get it.
Right.
Well, then how would a person be? Through faith in
Right.
what you
Yes.
say.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
That's right.
You see? Everybody understand that?
Yes.
It would be. Now let me explain it again. So I won't look out of place. A woman walked up and touched the hem of Messiah's garment.
That's right.
You see? Right?
That's right.
And he said someone touched him.
Right.
You see? Now mind you, it's his garment, not him.
Right.
Get it now? You follow? Now what was the garment she touched? You see? Though it was done this way.
Yes.
But he was the garment.
That's right.
Get it now?
Yes. Right.
No, what we're doing is we find the principle. It's not the garment. See, because the devil come back and watch some of these movies. They took the robe of Messiah
That's right.
and split it, sold it for lots. You follow me? And before they done that, they had the robe, his robe, and took and killed the man and held on the robe and said, raised from the dead.
Right.
Doesn't happen.
That's right.
But getting back, he said, the woman that touched him said, because of thy faith.
That's right.
That's right.
Not because you touched the garment, but because of your faith.
That's right.
That if you did touch it, it would be you. You get it now? And that's what the schools can't see. It's something beyond this. You see? You follow? It's the same thing as looking at this tabernacle. Even out here. You follow? These are linen coverings.
Yes.
You follow?
Yes.
Do you understand what I'm talking about?
Yes.
In this part of the tabernacle, you see, the way we painted it, you see the bulb, the yellow represents the board.
Yeah.
You see, but they were covered up.
All right then.
You see, but we left it like that so you can see the structure. You see? Now, how do you know it was covered up? You got any of your bones sticking out? And a linen garment. You see?
Party fan.
But what's the linen? What is this? You see, linen is a fine material. And you'd be surprised how thin your skin is. And yet it houses the sum total of your being.
That's right.
Or your body. You follow? See, in other words, the true linen garment requirement is this.
Yes.
You understand what I'm coming from? In other words, what I'm trying to get you to see is something beyond just talking about. As Ben talked about, he's not talking about your brain.
No.
If he was, I'd slap him out of that chair.
That's right.
By now.
That's right.
See? So we're talking about getting that chapter. I want to get back to this thing. In other words, in principle, while you're getting there, what I'm talking about, so you have some instructions in writing. That body that is sold is not that body shall be.
That's right.
If this earthly house be dissolved,
Yes.
we have another building. See? Pitch eternal in heaven.
Yes, sir.
You get it now?
That's right.
Read. 9:1.
Then verily the first coming had also.
Now, let me explain it. Then verily, which is say, then truly.
Right.
You see?
That's right.
Then truly, what?
The first covenant had also ordinances of divine
See
service.
that? Are you listening? See, it wasn't just a high priest
Yes.
functioning, excuse me, with putting the blood on the floor, changing the water, washing. It wasn't just that. There was a divine service
All right.
going on.
That's right.
You see? Now what they have done in other schools, they have taken the types and shadows and called that a divine service.
Right.
Now, why? This tabernacle, after it was here in the wilderness for 40 years, sat on Mount Zion for what? 457 years.
Yes.
You see? Then, when the temple was built,
Right.
they took the furniture, these furniture, out of here, and come down the valley and placed them in the temple.
That's right.
See? Then the temple stood 33 years,
Right.
and it was taken down.
Yes.
Now, where's your back?
Oh, yes, Daddy.
You see? It shows you it's a temporal thing.
Right.
You get it now? So then it has to be something far more reaching.
Yes.
You see?
Yes.
Than just looking at a tabernacle. This is a schoolmaster
That's right.
to lead you to the principles. You understand?
That's right.
When Yahweh was crucified, he said he rose above all types and shadows.
No.
Principalities and powers. See that?
All right.
Yes.
You follow? What is it you, I said, do you think me talking about a tabernacle in your brain and the pituitary gland has caused me to take the insults that I've taken for the last few
No,
months?
sir. No, sir.
You can forget that. You see, and if I was locked up in that, then what you would say to me,
Yes.
being physical, because that's all I'm talking about, you follow me, then you can stop me.
That's right.
But then I'm talking about the principle by which all that operates.
Yes.
Right.
You see? In other words, for Yahweh to function through that which he created, he put in like organs that would manifest that principle.
That's right.
You understand?
That's right.
You follow? It isn't your blood flickering here. He's the light of the world.
That's right.
As you were told tonight.
Yes.
You follow? But now this is the evidence. This is the proof
Right.
that what you're saying spiritually is so physical. So there was, see now they got a tabernacle, but they forget the divine service that was going on.
That's right.
Now in principle, here's the divine service
Yes.
Right.
that was going on in there.
That's right. Lay it down. That's right.
Get it now? And without this has no power.
That's right.
Which is to say, without this in you, there ain't no power.
That's right.
All right.
We've seen attributes or read stories wherein that a car fell on a child
Come on, Dad.
and the mother picked it up
That's right. That's the truth.
off of her child.
That's right.
Ordinarily, she couldn't do that. Now that's love's foundation, power, and strength working in the union. Now if you'd have asked her before that happened, could she pick up a car, she looked at you like you was crazy. But love for that offspring
That's right, Dad.
will cause you to do some miraculous.
That's right.
And I wanted to say this as I heard the test. You don't know how blessed you are to have family.
That's right.
That's right.
Husband and wives sitting together.
That's right.
See, as you talk, I play with the children back there, but I listen.
That's right.
To even be assembled, men and women, learning the same thing was not commonly done under Hebrew law. It wasn't done in Solomon's temple. You see? They sat together, but there was a wall between them. So I remember women were on one side and men on the other. That's what Paul is talking about. I knew. That's why Paul is saying the middle wall of partition has been torn down and we have been made to sit in the same place where one to another. Background. You got it now? Now, I want to go. What I've taught you, everything I've taught you, I've proven it to your satisfaction.
That's right.
Now, you that have a margin translator, I want you to go to the 56th chapter of Isaiah. Hopefully soon we'll get away from this. And what's the third verse?
Neither let the son of a stranger that hath joined himself to Yahweh speak, saying, Yahweh hath utterly separated me from his people.
Now, you got it? Now, I told you, and it was expressed here tonight, that I have taught you the truth.
That's right.
To the extent, or I have proven enough that you don't even question me about a lot of things.
That's right.
See, I just go ahead and give you that. Right? But now, I told you this stranger
Yes.
was who? Cornelius. You see? A Gentile. You ain't got no kind of proof for that. You see? As far as just reading material. You see? And yet Yahweh evidenced it right in the modern translation. Go down to you. Got the third verse. Let me see. We've been taught tonight. It should be Acts 10:1. Look where you see the verse. 56:3. And go over here. Is that yours? All right, now.
There was 30 minutes.
In other words, give me mine. Give me my Bible. No, King James. Oh, wait a minute. Here's Brother Matthew.
Okay.
Boy, they got to show where it goes to. I want to show you how you prove it.
Oh.
There. Oh. See the 3 there? That's the 3rd verse. What's that say? See? Show it the different ones. I want you to see it. And look over here. See, that means the 3rd verse. See, act. See it now? Now some of you have letters. They have a letter in the verse.
Right.
Mine has numbers. See it? Did everybody see it? Did you see it? Give me that one after you see it. I want you to see it. No, you don't even have a modern translation. Yeah, he's got, in his, it tells you where to go. Where's your... That for the 3rd verse? See? You see it there? Huh? Okay. Let me show it to you. Did you see it? See, there's the 3rd verse. You look in the modern translation, it gives you the... See, Acts 10, 1 and 2. See it? Show it to her. That's what we're doing. I'm teaching you, and I'm proving you that what I taught you is true. That's what I'm doing. You see it? See, you all don't have modern translation. Third verse, Acts, 3rd verse, Deuteronomy, come down to Acts 10. See it? You see it? Then 3rd verse. Huh? You got it? See, this 3 here is the 3rd verse. And then you come on through to the 4th verse. You get that? See it? Everybody see it? Yeah. Did you see it? Okay, I want to.
They got 6 photos of
I'm happy with that. Deuteronomy 23:3. Okay, here's you all. There's the 3rd verse. It shows Acts. There's other Acts 15, 1 and 2. There's the 3rd Acts. Now, it shows you. That's mine. Look at 2:1. Everybody so far seen it? Or understand it? Did you see it? You're welcome. So after Ishmael began to grow up, and Sarah, that had sent Abraham to Hagar, when Isaac was born, she became jealous. And she didn't want Isaac, or Ishmael rather, to be heir with her son Isaac. That set up the Hebrew and the Gentile. You see? That's where the beginning of Hebrew and Gentile starts. And the Gentile is first. You see? You get it now? Because here's the Hebrew that came to the Gentile. You get it? Or Gentile means the world. You get it now? So then Adam was in the world, so it had to be a Gentile born first. You see that? And also remember that Yahweh, through Melchizedek, had blessed Abraham while both seeds were yet in him. Get it? Which means that the promise was unto the son before they were born.
That's right.
Like the promise was given unto you before you come in the earth.
That's right.
Get it now? Now, so it grieved Abraham to hearken unto his wife Sarah to cast his son out. You see? But nevertheless he went ahead and done it to please Sarah. When Hagar was out in the wilderness, she hid Ishmael as a child, and she grieved. And Yahweh appeared to her.
Come on. That's right.
And told her, don't worry, I'll make a great nation out of it.
That's right.
See that now? So I'm showing you way back here, Yahweh provided both for the Hebrew and the Gentile, and we being ignorant of that, we think a Hebrew is greater than a Gentile, and a Gentile is great. No, it isn't that way. Yahweh is dealing with them simultaneously.
That's right.
You get it now? You see? So it's in the prophecy. Now don't let the stranger, the son of a stranger, now the son of a stranger, let me comment. The stranger is Ishmael. Because him being cast out of his father's house became a stranger. You understand? You follow me? So the son of a stranger coming down there would be Cornelius. Let it read. Got it straight. It's hard to get. I'm wrestling with this at home on paper. Read.
There was a certain man in Caesarea called Cornelius.
See that? Now I'm proving to you what I told you was true. That this son of the stranger is Cornelius. Read. Now don't forget the son of the stranger that has joined himself unto Yahweh.
That's right.
Now all the time Cornelius was around Messiah, he followed him from afar.
That's right.
Right?
Yes, sir.
And one time when his servant was sick, he said, Master,
Yes.
I know it's not lawful. See, back here. You understand? When Sarah had Abraham to cast him out. You understand? I know it's not lawful for you to come into my house. What you're talking about is prejudice. That you call prejudice today. You understand? It's not lawful for a Hebrew to come into a Gentile. But I know if you just speak the word. You see, my servant shall be. Now listen, it's not me that's sick, but it's a faithful servant. And in those days, a servant and a master was one and the same thing.
Teach, Dad.
In other words, a master was no greater than his servant.
That's right.
The union between them was as one. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. So one served, you understand? So did the master serve the servant.
That's right.
Because I don't believe that the master has served us. What's the matter with you?
Teach.
Get it now? And there is no difference. You understand? So it was reflected way back here. Are you following me now? So now the son of a stranger, you see? The stranger, I'm going to repeat, the stranger is Ishmael. The son of a stranger is Cornelius.
Right.
You see? Now here's the metaphor in it. They called Yahshua son of who? No, that's whatever. Son of David. You see? In other words, I'm showing you the correlation. How can you say that Ishmael is, you understand? Is Cornelius' father? He's not in lineage. You see? You follow me? He's his son through faith. Get it now? No, it's not. In other words, I'm talking about it wasn't See, because Hagar got, here's another one. Hagar got a wife of Ishmael out of Egypt.
All
See,
right.
so when they came together, then I'm not saying to you that Cornelius is Ishmael's son by lineage or after the flesh. You see? Now, how did Ishmael come up to be faithful?
Teach that.
You see, when this was done when he was a child, because Hagar had taught him the ways of Yahweh, and he grew up in the ways of Yahweh.
All right.
You follow me?
All right.
She taught him that Yahweh had appeared to him.
Yeah.
See? You follow me?
Yes.
And he believed.
Yes.
That's right. You get it now?
That's great.
Yeah, it's a lot to it. And you may say, well, when is the book going to be finished? You try wrestling with it. See, and you can go to write this, you got to remember, no, somebody's going to think that. If I don't click, no, I got to go back and get this first. You see? You follow me? So I'm showing you, I'm proving to you tonight what I have taught you, and you believe
Yes, sir.
that this son of a stranger was Cornelius. And I showed you now how to prove it.
Yeah.
You see? Read.
There was a certain man in Caesarea called Cornelius,
Uh-huh.
a centurion of the band called the Italian band,
See that? Read.
a devout man.
See, a devout man.
Yes.
You see? Now listen, folks. When you say he's a devout man, devout or devoted unto what?
Right.
He ain't paying no attention to nobody's opinion.
Teach that.
You follow? That is not how he come up.
All right.
You follow me? He wouldn't join a Hebrew or a Gentile religion. He was devoted to Yahweh and him only.
All right.
And therefore, through that faith, he recognized Yahweh to be the Son of Yahweh.
All right.
Get it now? Nothing but faith. You understand? It's like Job said, I know my Redeemer lives, and shall be standing in the earth, and I shall see him for myself and not for another. You understand that? And when you go back into the lineage and coming down through faith, Abraham, through faith, Noah, through faith, you understand? Through faith, Cornelius.
Yeah. I'll give it that.
You get it now? You follow? He knew more about Yahweh than his own people did. You follow? Because he stood by faith and not by the works of what they call the law.
Right. That's right.
You see? And there were some that knew that he was the Messiah, like Nicodemus, but wouldn't bow to the fact.
Right.
You get it now? But Cornelius, in other words, I'm showing you the root of how you could be sitting here now.
Right.
Someone established that faith for you to come unto while yet in the flesh, because they came to it in their days of their flesh.
That's right.
You get it now? And you couldn't persuade Cornelius to go no other way. And he told the Messiah, he said, Master, when I say as being the head man of God,
Yes.
then when I say come, they come.
That's
When
right.
I say go, they go.
That's right.
In other words, just speak, it's done.
That's right.
All right. See? Don't you see what that is in him? Yahweh spoke, and thus it was done. Get it done? You see? And they never wrote, this is something not in no book, I'm telling you this is the throne. None of the centurion that he had went against him by nothing. They would lay down their lives for that man.
All right.
Yes.
All right. Yes.
They were as he was.
Yes.
No?
Hard man.
Read. There's more to what I'm able to tell you. I'm talking about that bond that should be between us. You see? That's why I grieve my souls that didn't come, and my own children told me I wasn't their father no more. That hurts.
Yes, sir.
But it won't stop.
Yes, that's right.
You see? Because this I know.
Yes. Yes.
This I know as sure as I'm standing here. And yet you can't be sure I'm standing.
Go ahead, Dad.
But as you know natural affections of taking to the cross.
Yes.
But it won't raise it.
All right.
So the best we can do is plead for our family.
Yes.
Yes.
As Paul said,